The item list is another very important list in QuickBooks and represents the detailed activities you define in your business. To open the item list, go to the List drop-down menu and select it. In many ways, the item list looks like the chart of accounts list we just completed reviewing. The basic functionality is the same, but of course the item list has different fields of information associated with it and serves a different purpose. You can sort the item list by the different fields represented by the header bar. Most of the time the item list is sorted by type, and then within each type the items are sorted by name given to a particular item. To create a new item, you can select the item button on the lower left, or you can right-click or use the drop-down edit menu. When the new item screen opens up, it provides you with the opportunity to select from several item types. We will go through each of these in turn. The first type is a service item, and when this is selected, the fields you can populate include item name, which is required, sub-item of, if you want the item you are creating to be a sub-item of another, unit of measure, which comes from a different list we will cover later. You can also put in a description, a rate, which acts as a default price. You can select a sales tax code, which comes from another list covered later, and then the account, which is a required field to populate and comes from the chart of accounts. The account selected here is usually an income account you want associated with the item you will use in a sales type of transaction. So let's go ahead and create a service item by populating these fields. Note that when you select the type of item you want to create, a short description of the type is shown to the right. If you still can't figure out which type of item to select after reviewing the different types, you may want to consult with your accountant or someone in the know instead of guessing. Other buttons that are optional for any type of the item you create include the Notes button, allowing you to put in whatever notes you want. There is a date stamp button within this window so you know when you made your notes. You can also create to-dos as well as by clicking on this button. There is also a Custom Fields button that when clicked allows you to create up to 4 custom fields that can be used for any item. Just click on the Define Fields button and enter in the description you want to use and check mark it if you want it to show. Finally, there is a spelling button you can click on to check the spelling of the fields you populate when setting up an item, and if you want to inactivate an item, you can check mark the item as inactive box, or you can click on the item button and inactivate the item along with any other items by clicking an X in the inactive column, just like we did in the chart of accounts session. Once an item is created, then it will show up on the item list grouped with how your list is sorted. I wanted to point out that a unique function in the item list is that you can duplicate an existing item, which allows you to select the item you want to duplicate, and by pressing this button it will create a new item exactly the same, except the name will have the letters in capital DUP in front of the item's name, just like any other list item you create and cannot call something by the exact same name. It has to somehow be different even if it's just one character. Now let's create an inventory item in the next session.